it helped her success. And why does that matter? Because there's only 40 million black people, around 38 million black people, that's 230 million white people. Do I want to sell these cufflinks to 38 million people or 230 million people? So it helped her success by being at pop radio.
Right. So my question to that would be, pop radio is like one of the major markets, and that's the market that...
Now, pop radio, I just call it what it is.
Yeah.
Urban radio is black, pop radio is white.
No, I'm saying when you cross over, that's the dream of most artists, to cross over.
Absolutely.
So my question would be, the darker skinned artists and the people who aren't of, lighter skin, who don't really have the same advantages, what advice would you give in this industry?
I say have an incredibly great song that is undeniable. I say you are an incredibly great artist that is undeniable. And I say you got to work harder. Just like I know as a black man I have to work harder than my counterparts. Amen. I was the #1 sales rep in the world for 3 out of 4 years at Xerox in the medical division. I sold Xero radiography for breast cancer detection. #1 in the world, 3 out of 4. And I used to say, I know because I talk a lot of shit, right? So I knew when I was a #2 sales rep, I was going to get fired. I knew that, but I stayed #1, so they wouldn't fire me. So you got to be better. Work harder. Don't be a victim.
Right.
Am I the only one here that knows colorism exists? No. And we do know why it exists. It exists because the slave owner raped our people, our women. Simple as that. Yes. White people don't know. There was a bunch of white people here. They all, I scared them. God damn. Where did all the white people go? All the white people out the room. I'm sorry. This is great. I want to make people feel uncomfortable. I want you to feel uncomfortable. That's how you grow.
So this, when I was in Houston with you and we were talking, it's a difference when you read things in the media, and it's very different when you converse with a person and you get to speak with them and kind of know them and feel their spirit. Yeah. And I just want to say, from meeting with you and just knowing like your trials and tribulations, how do you block out the negativity? Like, how do you just allow the media to say, okay, he doesn't have a good relationship with his kids, he's a bad father, he's this, and you still keep a positive attitude? Because
we're laughing going to the bank.
Right.
Because we're laughing going to the bank.
But the thing is, you keep a positive attitude and you don't even address it. And what is your advice? Because it's a lot of social media bullying. I don't know if anyone here has experienced it, but I have. And it's like, sometimes it's hard for you to keep your composure. Sometimes you want to cuss somebody out, or you want to get unprofessional.
I was just here last week, talking to high school kids for the Black College Expo, and they were talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Asked how many, about 207 kids said they had thought about suicide.
Yeah.
7 of our kids. A leader, the definition of a leader is that you have to make tough decisions. You can't be a leader and not have people not like you. That comes with it, folks. You can't be a leader and be like, oh man, I want everybody to like me. Yeah. And sometimes leadership means you gotta make people feel uncomfortable. When I tell you I would care less about what somebody thinks of me, because they don't pay my bills. Plus social media, it could be a 12-year-old talking shit. That's right. And you done got all upset. It's a 12 years old, baby. You don't know what's behind that cover. And so, why get all upset? You're not going to see these people. You know, look at it from a business standpoint. I'm on social media. I have a team of people that help me manage that, and I talk to people, but I'm always trying to sell you something. I don't want to be your friend. I want to sell you something. That's what I want to do. I just don't get the energy of I need to make sure somebody outside of this room likes me, but they're not going to spend any money. I mean, I just don't know why you care, unless they're spending money. Now, as my customer, I care if they don't like me. If you have social media for feedback of my product, that's different. But just for you to be my friend, I don't know. I don't know if I get that. Couple of more. This gentleman's been patient.
Okay, I listened to you say something about having a team. And when you're building a team, I think that trust becomes a major issue.
You're right.
How do you become successful with all of the deviation from your dreams that people come in and try to snatch away? Because there's people that come in and they try to take from you. How do you go against that?
So first, you said it best. You've got to have trust, right? And you also have to have this faith. And as I get older, it's just real simple, do the right thing. I'm not into religion. I'm into just spirituality and doing the right thing. And you surround yourself with positive people. And you know what your dream is. Don't let nobody anyone take that from you, ever. That's their stuff. See, I can't make you, only I can get mad at you. You could talk stuff to me right now, I wouldn't even get mad. Because the moment I get angry, I've lost my power. If I wanted to intellectually beat any of you, I'll just get you angry. Because when you're mad, you can't think right.
That's right.
We tend to get emotional. Not to get emotional. I'm just like my friends. We can have a conversation, a debate, and then at lunchtime we can eat lunch and have dinner later. Nothing personal, just an emotional, intellectual conversation. And you're right. I mean, you guys had no idea I was this smart. But I'm a cheat, boy. I brought a lot to the music industry when they were doing, putting remixes out to extend the records. And I said, that's crazy as hell. Let's put it on the record. That's not just sit at the radio. Yes, sir.
This is in the film space. As you say, in today's generation with social media, in the digital space, and streaming, is it better to look at doing stuff independently as well as non-exclusive?
Well, I think with today's technology, I was earlier, remember I said technology makes it, we don't have to work as hard. I think that's very true for music. You don't necessarily need a record label like you used to. I think it's true with film. You don't as much need a film company as you used to. First of all, the beauty about social media is that you can test your product and get feedback, and the audience will tell you if it's whack or not. Versus your friend telling you. Your friends always say, it's great, man, it's great, it's great. Well, it might not be great. Yes, sir.
First of all, I'm Patrick Simpson.
Hey, Patrick.
And you're a very eloquent speaker.
Thank you,
I
sir.
actually worked with your daughter Solange on a sneaker commercial so many years ago when I was casting.
Okay.
A long time ago. But I want to know, just from listening to you speak, because I'm a white person and you didn't scare me. Anyway, and before I ask that question, I want to just tell everybody, watch our show, Gown and Out in Beverly Hills. It was nominated Best New Series, Amazon Prime. And I want to know, what is your biggest risk you ever took?
Biggest risk I ever took. Biggest risk I ever took. Quitting my job, corporate job. Quitting my corporate job for the music industry is the biggest risk I ever took. One of the biggest mistakes I ever made was Jimmy Iovine, who I think was one of the smartest men in the industry, television and music, was the president of Interscope and Solange had a joint venture with Solange Hadley Street Dreams, her second album. Jimmy told me he was getting into this thing called Beats. He wanted to get into Walmart, and I had great relationships, why this is important, build relationships at Walmart. And I said, well, Jimmy, how much are you going to pay me? And I said, no, wait a minute, I don't want to get paid. I want ownership. So short of the question is, Jimmy offered me 1% of Beats. And I said no. And that cost me $30 million.
Hello, Mr. Knowles. My name is Lavette Cherie. Thank you for taking my question. I asked you about private placement equity, but the most important thing I'd like to know is, what is your favorite song today?
Hello. How y'all? Good. I just wanted to see you. All right, what's your question?
What is your favorite song today?
What is my favorite song today? I'm so happy. Oh boy, listen, what is my favorite song today? I'm a Earth, Wind, and Fire fan. I'm a Marvin Gaye fan. Probably What's Going On. What's Going On? You know, on the music world, we made the last OJ's album, last Earth, Wind, and Fire album, Shaka Khan and the London Symphony, Kool and the Gang, De La Soul. So a lot of you guys don't know about me because you know, media has painted this ridiculous picture. But it makes me money sometimes. So you know, people say I left Xerox to do Destiny's Child. Well, if you know the history, my first artist was Lil Old, a rapper that I signed to MCA Records. Destiny's Child was my second band. It's a Jedi mind trick. Y'all believe everything y'all read, so we know that, so we tell you anything I want to hear. That's how it's working now, guys. Y'all better be very, very careful believing everything you read.
Right.
You better be very, very careful. People are taking advantage of you every day. Yes, sir.
My name is Giuseppe. I'm a writer for, I just do it for the love of music. But
Passion.
I have a lot of friends that are actually in the industry or signed to a label as a publisher or an artist. And my question would be, how do you go about telling someone that you don't love that specific song or something that they're working on?
Okay, first of all, did you hear he's a writer?
Yeah.
So, you know, the answer is sometimes in a room, seriously. So, you know, so the question is how do I tell somebody that their song?
Whatever they're working on, it could be a project, it could be an
How do I tell them that their song or their project is whack?
We're basically talking about trust and faith and having friends.
I'm Matthew Knowles, man. They'll tell you. How do I tell you? How do I? I just tell you it's whack. I just tell you it's whack. That's just my opinion. That don't make it right. It doesn't make it right, but I don't have time to go around the bush, and you need to hear the truth.
No, I'm with you. There's situations in like studio sessions and things like that.
Yeah, but some people will give you, well, Bob, you know, when I really look at this and I look at the opportunity, surely, Bob, you did a really great job here, but, you know, maybe there's better ways that we can do this. Let's see. Let's look at doing it this way, Bob. See, I don't do it that way. I just, that shit's whack.
Yeah, no.
I laugh at myself sometimes. No, you'll see it in the music industry, like when you just don't have time and you're seeing so much stuff all day long, you just got to get to the next thing, and it's nothing personal. It's just got to get to the next thing, got to get to the next thing. 2 more questions, then I'm going to be in. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so a while back you talked about failure. What are some things that you got yourself out of when it came to failure? How did you pick yourself up? I know the difference between a champion and a regular person is the actual time it takes you to get back up. So what are some things that helped you as you were in the entertainment?
Well, I share with you, therapy was one. Let me tell you something about failure. Failure also brings ego with it. And let me tell y'all what ego is. You've never heard this before. You're going to like this. Ego is the anesthesia for stupidity. Think about that. Ego is the anesthesia for stupidity. You gotta knock yourself out because you don't want to feel that you're stupid. And so that comes with failure as well. But for me, it was therapy, talking to other people, having faith, and then looking at what I did and really analyzing it critically and getting feedback. Last question, who's asking? And then I got one last thing to say and then we're out. Who's asking the last one? You are.
How many days are you in town for?
How many days am I in town? Why do you want to know that?
I'm wondering if I can set up a meeting with you and show me pictures.
Well, not this time, but I will be back. You can, this young man right here, I'm leaving tomorrow. So I wanted to share this one last thing with you. I'm going to get up here and say,
There we go.
Y'all go on me. So I travel a lot. So I'm going down escalator LAX airport. I want you really to remember what I'm about to say. There was a nun from Mexico, and she had this big jar, and she says, please give to the missionary. You know, missionary was misspelled, but that's not the point. The point is that she asked to give. And I ask you guys to give. Everybody's giving is different. Sometimes it's giving your time. Sometimes it's just giving a smile and a hello or a hug. And so she gave me her card, and some of you have given me your card. Let me tell you where your card's going to go. Typically, I wear blue jeans. I thought I'd wear a suit because I had to take for extra before I got here. And so I wear these blue jeans probably 3 days, then I change them to another pair of blue jeans. I wear 3 days. I'm just real, man. I don't change blue jeans every day. Like, y'all hear enough lies, should be happy to hear the truth. And so what I do is I put your card into the next pair of blue jeans, and then I go to an event, then I get some more cards, then I get a stack of cards, and then I put a rubber band around them and I put them in this big thing. It was about 3 weeks and I hadn't gotten to the thing I threw those cards in, but I read what was on the back of the card, and that's what I want to leave you with. On the back of the card it said, pray not for a life free from trouble. You know, often that's what we do. Oh, I hope no bad stuff happens. Bad stuff is going to happen. Pray not for a life free from trouble. Pray for triumph over trouble. But what you and I call adversity, God calls opportunity. There's opportunity inside of bad stuff happening. So I ask you to stop praying that no bad stuff is going to happen. Pray for when it does, that you overcome it and find the opportunity that exists inside of it. Thank y'all guys for giving me the opportunity. Just remember, tough times don't last. Tough people do. All right, brother. You want to help a brother down? Yeah.